HarperCollins presents Percy the Park Keeper, The Secret Path, by Nick Butterworth, read by Jim Broadbent. Welcome to Percy's Park. Percy the Park Keeper works hard looking after the park and his animal friends who live there. But Percy still likes to find time for some fun and games. And of course, in Percy's Park, there's always time for a story. In leafy green hedges, the doorway was wide. You looked and you wondered, and then stepped inside. The puzzling pathways took you along. A turn to the right turned out to be wrong. But when all that seemed left turned out to be right, you entered the center. A wonderful sight. But now comes the hard part. To find the right track, to retrace your steps, the secret path back. The maze is a trickster, of that there's no doubt. The maze let you in, but it won't let you out. I know, it's a shame, said Percy the park keeper to his small friend. Percy had been looking after a young squirrel who had fallen out of a tree and hurt his arm. "And I bumped my nose on Thursday," went on the squirrel. I see," said Percy, who was not really giving the squirrel his full attention. Percy was busy searching for something. "Aha! Here it is," said Percy. "String. We'll need this today." As Percy and the squirrel trundled their way across the park, they didn't notice a group of friends hiding behind a large tree. "I've been meaning to fix up the old maze for ages," said Percy. "The hedges are terribly overgrown." "Percy's going to work on the maze," said the fox. "Well, let's race him there and have some fun," said the badger, and he began to whisper excitedly. The others squeaked with delight as they listened. Only the hedgehog wasn't so sure. He found the maze rather confusing. "I don't think I'll come," he said. "I've got something to do." Percy parked his wheelbarrow by the entrance to the maze. "Aren't you worried about getting lost in the maze?" the squirrel asked. "That's why I need the string," said Percy. "I leave a trail of string from where I'm working back to the entrance of the maze. That way I can't get lost, you see?" The squirrel didn't really see because he wasn't really listening. "I'm not sure if I like spring or autumn the best," he said. At the back of the maze, a line of animals was disappearing one by one into the thick hedge. "We'll go right to the middle and wait for Percy," whispered the badger. "Then we'll jump out and give him a big surprise," giggled the rabbits. "Shh!" said the fox loudly, which set them all giggling again. Percy worked hard with his hedge clippers, and little by little the maze began to look much tidier. All the time, Percy followed his string in and out of the maze. By now, the surprise party had made its way to the center of the maze, where there stood a stone bench. The bench had been carved to look like a lion. At first, the animals waited eagerly for Percy to come. But Percy took longer than they expected.